Okay, so let's look over your review test tomorrow. Okay, so be sure you know how to do everything on this review. Number 1 says, a particular bacteria population on an athlete's foot doubles every 4 days. Okay, determine an expression for the number of bacteria in after T days, given that the initial amount is 50. Okay, so in equals, remember our initial amount first, so 50, and then what's it doing? It's doubling. What does double mean? Times 2, okay? So times 2 to the power of what? Okay, first we can get rid of C, okay? So to the power of what? Well, if it doubles every 4 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, it wants to know after T days. So 1 day would be how much of this? It would be a fourth of this, right? So it's going to be T over 4. Okay, which one says that? Not here, not here. A. Okay. Number 2. The population of a swarm of killer bees multiplies tenfold, meaning multiplies by 10, in 50 days. Determine the correct expression to calculate the number of bees after T days if the initial swarm had 10,000 or 1,000 bees. So we have y equals initial value first, 1,000. So that gets rid of A. Okay. This little t right here, it's hiding, but we don't like that at all. Okay, so that's gone. So now, multiplies by 10, okay, to the power of what? Well, it does that every 50 days. So if we're asking for 1 day, it's going to be t over 50, okay? So that is C. All right. Number 3. The temperature of an oil as it cools is described as this equation, where T is the temperature and little t is the time in minutes. Determine the temperature of oil after 7 minutes. So instead of putting this little t, we're going to put a 7. So we have 189 times 0.73 to the power of 7 plus 45. That's how we're going to find our answer. So type that in your calculator. So we have 189 times 0.73 to the power of 7. Putting parentheses around 7 is a good idea. Plus 45. Okay? Now yours, remember, will look like this. 189 times 0.73 caret 7 plus 45. That's what yours should look like. So if you hit enter, 65.88. So we have 65.88 because I rounded up. Okay, what's close to 65.88? Not that one, not that one, not that one, this one. They rounded up to 65.9. Okay, number 4. Sarah bought 5 fish. Every month the number of fish she has doubles. Okay, after M months, she will have F fish. So that's her equation. How many fish will Sarah have after 3 months if she keeps all of them and they stay healthy? So we're going to substitute 3 for M. So F equals 5 times 2 to the power of 3. Okay, so 5 times 2 to the power of 3. It says 40. Now remember, yours is going to look like this. 5 times 2 caret 3. And it should still give you 40. B. Okay, number 5. Each roach, disgusting, lays 50 eggs. The formula for the population growth of roaches beginning with only 1 roach is this. So that's our formula. Where P is the total population of roaches and N is the number of days that have passed. Assuming nothing happens to kill the roaches, how many roaches will there be after 6 days? Okay, so 6 days is going to be P equals 1 times 50 to the power of 6, right? Okay, so type that in. 1 times 50 to the power of 6. Okay, so it gives you this number. Let me show you what this means. It says 1.5 1.5625 e to the 10. Okay, this is scientific notation. So when you see e to the 10, rewrite that number, 1.5625. What that means is move this decimal place over 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And fill them with zeros. So rewrite our number, 1.5625, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Add in our commas. So what's our answer? A. That is a lot. Okay, be sure you follow the instructions correctly because notice this number and this number are the same, just one has more zeros than the other. Okay, so you have to do it correctly. Next page. Number 6. Jack deposits $400 into an account that earns 7% interest compounded yearly. The amount in his account A is given by this equation, where T is the number of years the money has remained in the account. How much to the nearest dollar will Jack have at the end of the 5th year? So again, A equals 400, 1 plus 0.07 to the power of, after 5 years, so the power of 5. Okay, that's what you're going to type in. So here we go. 400 times 1 plus 0.07 to the power of 5. How much money does he have? It's 561.02, which is closest to, let's see, 561. Okay, this stuff's easy, right? Y'all are going to do so well on this test, I know it. Okay, so now looking at number 7. A sample of antifreeze was removed from a radiator shortly after a car engine was turned off. The temperature data was collected and recorded in the table. Which equation best models antifreeze temperatures versus time? Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you how to do this. Pick any of these, okay? Each of these equations with. So like I'm going to use 1.1. So I'm going to do 1.1 stow alpha x, okay? So that whenever I use x, I know it's going to be using 1.1. Let me move this over so we can see what we're doing. So we have 1.1 stow alpha x. This tells my calculator that x is going to be 1.1, okay? So now I'm going to type in that very first equation, okay? So 250 times 2 to the power of alpha x, and then close that parentheses, minus 70. Okay, so that got us 465.89. Is that what this is? No, it's not. Now remember, this is where you would type in yours. 250 times 2 caret x minus 70. Okay, you have to be sure to close off these parentheses and to close off that one. Okay, so B is going to be 250 2 caret parentheses negative x plus 20. I would write these down if it helps you to write them down before you type them in. The next one is 200, 3 caret negative x plus 70. And then D will be 200, 3 caret x minus 20. Okay, that's how yours will look like when you type yours in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in B. B says 250 times 2 to the caret of negative, that's like an alpha x plus 20. Okay, so this number gave us 136.63. It's somewhat close, so I'm going to leave it alone for now and see if we get anything closer. Okay, so C, 200 times 3 to the power of negative alpha x plus 70. Whoops, I didn't do the plus. Plus 70. Nope, it didn't do this either. Parentheses plus 70. There we go. So hit enter. This gave me 129.7. That's really close to 130. It's closer than B. So that's our option so far. Let's test out D. Okay, for D, we have 200 times 3 to the power of x minus 20. And this gave us 649.67. So that one's out. So the answer here will be C. Now you could have picked any of these numbers to be x, any of them at all, okay? And you're just testing to see which one worked, okay? You could have also typed these into y equals and saw, because remember, we don't do decimal, so you could look whenever x was 3, see what 77 was. Those are your options there. Okay, so your test is tomorrow. Be sure to study this, know it well. Explain it to somebody before you come in because you may only need little bitty reminders before the test. Okay, good luck.